Alright, let me set the stage for you. It's a nice summer day. You're driving your car down Main Street. The wind coming through, hitting your face, the sun, soaking up the sun, loving it. You're driving, hand on the windowsill, and you notice at the corner of your eye that there's an elderly driver about to run into you. What do? When that happens? Well, when it happens to me, I stop because I'm a great driver, but most people don't. Get into an accident. It's a growing problem. When I say elderly drivers, I mean over the age of 65. It's becoming a more increasing problem. According to AssociatedContent.com, there are approximately 10 million drivers over the age of 75. Many of these drivers have hearing loss, vision loss, or any disorders or diseases that prevent them from driving. Can you imagine putting on a blindfold and putting in an iPod and going to drive? That's how I would compare the elderly drivers today, because I run into them quite frequently, and it's getting to become a problem where pedestrians can die, me, you, any of your friends could die because of someone that's capable of driving shouldn't be driving. If we can have an age minimum to drive, or age limit to drive, 16, for most people at least, unless you live on a farm, it's a privilege. They always preach how it can be taken away from you, and I think it should be at some point. It's becoming a big problem. Smart Motorist states that 13% of all traffic fatalities, 18% of all pedestrian fatalities, and 13% of all vehicle occupant fatalities are caused by people over the age of 70. I recently had an interview with Mike Flegg of the KU Police Department. He usually encounters a lot of students, but I was lucky enough to get an interview with him. He's one of my friend's dads, and he told me that he's worked with KU for 20 years, and over the past 20 years, he's admitted that the frequency of elderly drivers getting in accidents on campuses is a lot more frequent than it used to be. I know it's unorthodox to actually take away a license, but I think that there should be a implementation of testing and screening at the age of 65. And that testing and screening should happen every 2 years. It'll be costly, but just think about all the lives we can save by doing this. The test would include a vision test, a hearing test, and testing for any disorder, diseases that don't allow you to operate a car efficiently. As of right now, there's no laws for elderly drivers like the one I'm implementing today. There is something similar in Pennsylvania. It's where the physicians can make a referral that this elderly person is unable to drive and they shouldn't be driving. But most physicians aren't going to make that referral because they develop a bond, patient-physician bond, and by making a referral they would sever that. We should realize that this is a growing problem and that it should be stopped. By implementing this screening and testing, by regulating when the privilege of driving should be taken away, we can make our streets that much safer. By allowing stricter regulations on the road, we can prevent our children and significant others from being a victim of an elderly driver that is unable to see or hear, or they might have a disability where they shouldn't be driving. At this time, I want to take a moment to show you a picture of my cute niece. It's just an example of someone that could die from an elderly driver because they're not paying attention. She's playing in the street, and because, say, Bob, elderly man, can't see. When he can't see, he thinks maybe it's like a dog, it'll get out of the way. But it's not, it's a child. That child can be killed, and it's just a growing problem and that we should really take action. Thank you.